Hey everybody, it's Book of Catherine, and I apologize for the up and down, but that's just the way it is. This is our junk room because I normally can't actually get up here, so upstairs is very difficult for me, but I am having a very, very good day. All of my work has been paying off, and I have a lot of mobility today. All these things I said when I went on that first freedom walk, I was like, this is a changing point, this is a changing point, and it is, and finding songs that really make me want to move has been making a big difference. So it's a big difference dancing with a partner than dancing alone. So anyway, this is probably freaking you out, but this is called my stretch machine. But it really is actually, it's not a stretch machine, but it's a stretch. Actually for stretching. It's made for stretching for people to get on. And this is our big thing that we did on our own. And it was a really big challenge to do for my health. But when I was doing routines at the very end there, when I was doing competitive routines, I noticed that when I go to the gym, I wasn't getting on the gym equipment. I was just getting on this. Like, it scared me. It looks like the Iron Maiden, and it just scared me. But then I was like, maybe I should go try it. And I did the exercises on this, the True Stretch. I just did these simple exercises that they have. And I noticed that's all I did at the gym was just, I did those, that was like my workout was just stretching out. That should have told me then that something was wrong with my spine then, but all the doctors were like, just move. They said, move, just keep moving the spine. You have, somatic dysfunction in my spine. So, well, I don't know if that's true or not or whatever, but, so they said I couldn't sit still for very long and just keep moving the spine. Well, I don't know if that allows you to do anything in life if you have to keep moving the spine. That's kind of have a feel now, like if I don't move, I get in a lot of pain. And so anyway, this is my stretch machine. I was able to get up here today. And then, I had to use music to actually get up the stairs to get me moving on stairs. And then to get me actually doing the stretch machine because it's painful to stretch, just like it's painful to do these new therapies we're doing. They're very, very painful. But thank you very much for allowing me to do them. It's giving me this kind of mobility. Anyway, so I thought I'd show you the machine because it was a huge challenge for us to do. It was a huge challenge for us to do, and it wiped us out of like vacations for 3 years or something like that for us at the time because medical bills wiped us out, right? And so vacations are long since gone, but we didn't know that at the time. But and I ended up not using it for a really long time. We got it, and then I just tanked, and I wasn't ever, but I still never regretted getting it, and now I'm using it. I never regretted it, and I think there's like an internal thing that knew that one day I'd really, really need it, and I just had needed it so much for my routines that I was like, this is something that's essential to my life. And there was like this certain stretch that I always did, and that's so funny because that's what's all the procedures are being done on. There's this stretch where, and nothing else did it, like where you put your foot in here, it holds your foot, and you go down like this. Like even now it's tough, but it gives you very specific hand positions, and it would stretch, and I learned now that it stretched the psoas in here. And there was no other way. You can't like get on a handrail on the side of the trail. There's nothing that's going to do that for you. You have to have like very specific positioning and everything to do that. So, it's still sore from the procedure in there. So that kind of is very tender in there. But anyway, I wanted to just show you this because as I was stretching, it had a really good song. And it's going to be embarrassing to do it, but I was like, oh, I got this idea. I don't know if I'll even post it. I haven't even posted the Freedom Trail because I was like, it's such bad dancing to me. But it got me like this hip can do this rotation now. What I did on the Freedom Trail, the dancing I did on the Freedom Trail, it got this rotation. I went so nuts onto this Macklemore song on the Freedom Trail. It's such bad dancing, but because I'm so injured, right? But it just is, this kind of movement is new, and that's how I was able to tape what I did for you. Oh, I can't do it on that side, but that's how I was able to do what I did for you when I did the telling you about my day, like the get ready with me. The only reason I was able to do that, like I was able to get up on the side and you saw me moving my hips like that so easily, I wouldn't have been able to do that for you the day before. I was able to clean up my own space. I've never been able to do that. That was the first time I'd ever cleaned up my own space ever. And that's all because of like getting a song that I really, really loved. It's hard for me to find songs that get me that far past the pain. Like, I like music, but it has to be a really good song that gets me going to like get me that far past this much pain and move these joints enough past that much pain to get any kind of like rotation in it. And so I was stretching today, and then this song came on, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to move to it. So I may not post it. So I figured, like, okay, I'll show you the machine at least. And like, I just love, there's so much. And look at this, look what I did the other day. Like, my trainer was like, well, do it. If your body wants to do it, just do it. And I was like, well, my shoulders don't want to do it yet. My shoulders don't want to do it. Like, half of my body wants to do it, but my other half doesn't want to do it. I'm like trying to obey each part of my, if one part of the body wants to do something, the other part, but the other part's not ready yet. But now my shoulders have been getting, I've been really stretching my shoulders, like doing a lot. You've seen how my shoulders have improved. Like, they used to be really bad. Like, they used to be really, really stiff, and I didn't have as much rotation in them. So now I'm actually able to do this. Like, I wasn't, okay, I can't do it for very long, but that's a big deal. Like, I wasn't able to do that before. And so that provides a certain kind of stretch. Sorry for showing my tummy, but I'm like, I hate showing my tummy, you guys. It's so white and all the weight loss and everything. But this stretch that it provides to these abdominal muscles, you can only get that with these sorts of things. You can do it in the bathroom. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can do it in the bathroom. Let me see if I can do it from the side. I've got to find a way to stop showing you my tummy. Oh my gosh. I don't mind when I do it on purpose, but dang it. I thought I found an outfit. I'm going to have to change outfits because this is what I was going to do the dance in. I'm like, no, it's still showing the stupid tummy. All right. So anyway, yeah, so this is my stretch machine, and maybe I'll post the video or maybe I won't, but I thought you guys might like to see it because it really is a lifesaver. And it looks like the Iron Maiden. I understand that it looks like the Iron Maiden. But for those of you with spine injuries or anything like that, and I know we are just not a society that's used to buying anything other than for entertainment. We just, unless it's for entertainment or for food or something for instant gratification, we are just not used to buying it. And it's so funny, like, or like a car or something like that, unless we absolutely need it. And the thing is that we end up putting our health absolutely last. We put our health absolutely last every single time. And I'm seeing it with these pain patients that I did this, the talks with. I can't do the talks anymore because that was a pain. I realized, like, the dance classes, the large classes, it hurt me too much. Maybe I can work my way up to it, but it wasn't a good PT, if that makes sense. Like, I realized it hurt me. I went down after doing them, just like the big dance classes. I went down after doing it. So I have to find activities where I go up. And so like these activities, I go up. So it's good. Working with groups one-on-one and stuff like that, private instruction, really, really does well. It's so fantastic. So anyway, and things like that. So, and talks that are closer. So I was really traveling really far, far away for my privacy for talks, traveling super far. And I'm like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to stay close to home and try some talks nearby. These traveling trips are not worth it. So it's time to stay close to home and just screw my privacy, right? So anyway, so I will try and do this thing, and I will go crazy. I already just started dancing to it, and I flipped my head, and I'm like, that was a bad idea. I remember my doctors telling me in the very beginning, they're like, no head flips for you. With all your injuries, no head flips for you. And it was so hard because I was a big head flipper. I was so good at it, and I love doing head flips. And I can already tell it was a big mistake. And so it's going to be really hard to do this next thing without doing any head flips. I don't know how Beyonce does it. I got to be honest. Like, I watched that girl, and her spine is made of metal. Some people just have the bodies for it. She flips her head, and it's like her body is made of metal parts. Do you know what I mean? Like, she can do anything. And I swear to God, like, that woman, it's like nothing breaks or anything like that. Like, if you see her without makeup, if you see her, like, when she does those videos where she's just in the hallway and she's not all dressed up, the woman looks like she's 14. Like, if you really see her, when she's just in sweats, she looks like she's 14. She's got this young body, and she can just flip it around. She takes care of it or whatever, but she can just flip that thing, and there's no pain. There's no limitation, no ability, no matter how old she gets. It's just freaky. So I haven't watched her lately. I don't know if she's doing it lately, but I thought it was funny, though. I was just thinking about it the other day when she did Runs the World. I used to love that video. I used to love it, but now that I'm into, like, now that I know more about the world, I think it's hysterical that her behind the scenes video was how she couldn't do the video. She couldn't rely on any woman for choreography, that she had to find men in Africa in order to do the video. I was like, how is that woman run the world when you had to rely on men? You had to rely on men for your choreography. I was like, it just kind of ditched the whole thing. I was like, no, you couldn't do the video without men. I was just like, what the heck, you know, and I you know that. I think that if the women and men, I think that's the way I've been learning that, because I can't get healthy without my husband. I just can't, like, I haven't been able to do it. So I've been learning, like, teamwork. You know, we have to work as a team. We can't do it alone. No one can do it alone. Men can't do it without us, and women can't do it without men. But I was thinking about it. It kind of changed me because I was listening to that song, and I love the choreography. Don't get me wrong. Like, the men are amazing. But I was watching the behind the scenes the other day, and I was like, but wait a minute, we're in the world. But no, the men ran that routine. Like, they owned it, and she had to have them in it. Like, they were the thing in it. Like, she actually had them at the center of it. And she said, I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about dancing. All right. I love you guys so much. And maybe I'll post it and maybe I won't. But I can tell you one thing. I already can see, just from the way it got me going, I can already tell, like, it cranked joints out, that nitty-gritty crank. It got me past that pain to crank joints. So if there's, like, painful PT that you have or something, maybe find something that you love, some kind of song that really, really just makes you go, and then move your joints to that. You know what I mean? Like, have somebody move the joints to the beat or something like that, or start moving it to that, because it really just, like, you can scream while they're doing it, right? So I remember one guy, he actually did procedures with music on in the room. Some of my first procedures, he had music on in the room, and that helped. That helped so much. They're like, what kind of music do you want? They were all talking about what music. I got to tell you, that helped me a lot. I remember that today. I just remember that. Yeah, it was really, really great to have music on in the room for me, for procedures or whatever. But luckily, they didn't have anything that made me want to dance. That would have been bad in a procedure. 12 minutes. Oh my gosh, I better do this because I'm going to have to lay down soon. Okay, love you guys. Bye.